All right, good morning and thanks for joining us on the special edition of TVC Breakfast.
Let us say Happy New Year. It's really interesting, I must say. We made it and you made it. It's really interesting. So nice. I was getting calls at 12 a.m. Towards 1 a.m. People were calling my phone. Oh, I was sleeping anyway.
Absolutely.
I woke up this morning to see lots of missed calls.
Of course, they are already in the new year.
Oh, yeah.
So are trying to reach out to you to perhaps reach
congratulations
out and say congratulations that in spite of the challenges we faced in 2020, we made it to 2021, and it's something to be thankful for, if we must say. When you look at the events that have, happened, that shaped 2020, you would know that it's not about the achievements, as it has been said. When you look back, but it's about the fact that you're alive and you made it.
And you survived it.
2021.
Now, someone was joking sometime. I think that joke went viral, where he said, don't add 2020 to my age.
I didn't use it.
I didn't use it. So because everything that happened that year, oh my God. Because in January, remember in January, we're looking forward to a wonderful year ahead.
Actually,
an amazing year ahead.
It started from 2019 because a lot of people had dirty December, planning towards the year. And so January 2020 came, we're still in the frenzy of, we had a great time, and then February happened.
For
the
us,
index case
exactly.
of COVID-19.
It was something else. I remember that time. But we went through hoping that maybe in 1-2 months everything will be over. And it wasn't over until the end of the year.
It's still not over.
In fact, it started getting worse because the second wave of COVID-19
is spreading faster than usual.
Made things worse.
Absolutely.
And with the variant in UK and
South Africa,
it created a fresh anxiety in the minds of people.
In fact, the new variant is in almost every country as we speak, because we've seen countries reporting about having the new variant. And then, aside that, after the index case happened in February, we had the lockdown, which now we started living the new normal. It wasn't funny for a lot of people. As Nigerians, we are very communal in our lifestyle. Having to meet with people, parties, hug, greet, and all of that.
Drink, and all of that.
Visit.
And then even fellowship together in church. The church will be full to capacity. Everyone having fun.
That is why there was this controversy about crossover service.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about it. Because the point there is, some states said, we give, the go-ahead for crossover, but there's going to be some protocols to be observed. Others are saying, no, it's total lockdown. Total, ban against the crossover night. So people became confused in some instances where, let me not go to church now, and then they say...
and then you spend your New Year behind bars.
Exactly. And then we had some churches had to improvise to do their crossover thing online, where you can be at home and then you can join in.
The new normal.
The new normal, exactly. The online life.
Yes.
That's how it's called, too.
We never thought that we could do all of these things online. But then 2020, with the coming of the pandemic, we realized that there is so much that we could achieve.
The year gave us a visa from life to online.
And then from the lockdown, we had the issues of where we had the crisis, the 1,000 boys or 1 million boys, the security issues.
1 million boys from
challenging people's lives
to Lagos,
it just went on and on and on, and then we had the hashtag EndSARS.
EndSARS. And even before the EndSARS, you remember there was the ASU strike.
Right.
That started sometime in the early part of the year.
I think in March.
Yeah, in March last year. And everyone was thinking, it's the strike, maybe in
the
2-3
usual,
weeks,
perhaps 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month.
A month, everyone will come back. No one expected the strike was going to last until towards the end of the year.
9 months.
9 months of students being at home. Some persons just, locked up their hostel and then just went home, hoping to be back in a few weeks. But then they were home for 9 months, and that's a full session.
Absolutely, Mike. Absolutely.
But I remember in our days in the university, we also had almost the same kind of experience, here and there, strikes here and there, and all of that. And
then, okay, we are, putting together some stories of issues that happened or that shaped 2020. Let's look at March 9th, the Emir of Kano, Muhammadu Sanusi, was dethroned, ending years of conflict. And in March 23, we had Nigeria recorded its first death from coronavirus. That was Suleiman Achimugu, a 67-year-old man who returned from the UK. Several deaths have also been recorded with regards to the COVID-19. So many things happen. And this also, if you look at that screen closely, you see images representing COVID-19, the hashtag NSAS protest there. We also had that pilot, the first lady that also died.
The female pilot, female combat pilot who a lot of Nigerians celebrated when she was decorated for the first time. And her death really brought a lot of shock.
Being the first female.
Being the first female, and it wasn't really a good thing.
And yes, true. Nigeria celebrated 50 years anniversary of the end of the Civil War. Yeah. Absolutely. And then we celebrated 60 years of independence. In October 1st. And so those things were some of the things that shaped 2020. And we have talked about the strike already. And let's not forget the closure of the borders.
Oh, yes.
That impacted our relations with Ghana.
And even some West African countries where they were pleading with Nigeria to open the borders and ensure that, because you close Nigeria is like closing West Africa.
Right.
That's what it is. Because,
as a big brother.
Yeah, because Nigeria is West Africa. West Africa is Nigeria.
Of course.
If you cross over the border of Nigeria into some of these countries, if Nigeria closes its border, it looks like close to a ghost city or ghost towns, because it is the activity in Nigeria that bubbles into them. Fine. Yes. So they pleaded with Nigeria to open the borders. But the point there is, every country has its own national and local interests.
Absolutely.
Where you have to consider yourself first.
Yes.
And you consider yourself first, it may, whatever decision you make can impact your neighbors, impact others who are your friends diplomatically and all of that. But the point there is, you have to think of your own first.
There was a reason why Nigeria said it closed the border. One major issue was the security issue that it was trying to address, and to also encourage internal, consuming by Nigeria, grow the naira and all of that, consuming what we produce. That was another reason why we had to do that, but majorly for security purposes.
Besides that, there was the issue of smuggling too.
Yes, which was also the country was trying to address.
Yeah, people were smuggling rice out of the country into neighboring countries. They were smuggling petroleum products out of the country to sell and all of that, and then bringing. So it was in and out kind of smuggling.
And let's not forget Abba Kyari, the former chief of staff to the president, who died as a result of complications from COVID-19. And we had about 20 doctors also die in December as a result of complications arising from COVID-19. And the PTF has been warning, and it's still warning, that our actions in December might trigger an increase in numbers come January and February, and so we might be paying the price.
They keep talking to us about people adhering to the protocols that has been laid down by the NCDC or the Federal Ministry of Health or WHO, as the case may be. Or people not listening to all of those could pose a danger to everyone, because many of the schools are still open, and then when people go, in fact, you remember in Lagos, some event centers were shut down, remember?
Yes.
Some people have been arrested and being persecuted. They're going to pay fines or pay by or life in jail. Not life in jail, but spend some time
two
behind
issues
bars.
I'd like for us to quickly talk about. We had the images on screen just now, which had to do with the NCDC probe, where we had Ponde, the slump, where he slumped while the process was going on. And that made headlines.
Those were some of the drama You remember, off your mic, off your mic, it's okay.
And then we have the hashtag SR's protest where they say they are the Sorosuke generation.
Yeah, Sorosuke,
so they are not
exactly.
switching off their mic. They are going to speak up. And then again, because we've touched on security matters, but I want us to talk about the 300 school students who were kidnapped.
That was another very downturn in 2020. Because the point there is, it happened when the president had taken time to go to his village. The
very day he got there.
You know, to take some rest.
Yeah.
So he sent a very disturbing signal. He sent a very disturbing vibe that the president is in the state, and then something like that was happening, and knowing that any state that the president is going to go, there are extra security measures taken ahead of time.
Of course.
So how did this happen?
Right.
You know, so if that could happen when the president was around, it was generally embarrassing to the president. It's embarrassing to all Nigerians. And that was really troubling, to be able to take about 300 students out of their school and even out of the state.
Right.
You know, so that was really a troubling time.
And
there was some level of relief that at least the boys
are back. But then you would recall that that is not the first time we are having such case.
Yes.
This is like the third one where you had the
third major one that made headlines. Exactly,
yes, especially with the numbers. Where you had the Chibok girls and all of that, and now this one. And so the question about, you know, ensuring safe
even before
safe
there was the
schools.
Dapchi girls too.
Yes.
Before the Kankara one.
Yes, and so these issues shaped the 2020, and a majority of what happened, a lot of persons are saying, we are hoping that Nigeria keeps hoping.
Yeah,
Nigerians keep hoping. They're keeping
hopers.
hope alive that perhaps this year will be better than it was last year.
Well, the president has signed the appropriation bill into law. So
yes.
we now have a budget for 2021, and just in a few minutes now, we expect the president to address the nation in his New Year message.
That will set the tone for the year.
So Nigerians are looking forward to what the president is going to say, his body language, the spoken language, and the content of what he's going to say, because all of these things matter. You know, when the president speaks, it's different from you and I saying anything, because his words, his encouragement, his perspective, his soothing words or riot act, whatever it is, sets a tone and sends signals and vibes to people as to what they should expect.
Right.
So the year 2020, Nigerians are expecting a lot from the government, and it's symbolized by the president when it comes to what the economic agenda would look like. Recall that we're in recession right now.
Absolutely, absolutely, and there is inflation, and the president has talked about the fact that he's going to address all of this seriously this year. So perhaps he might be touching on that, but like you have said, we are hopeful that we are hopeful for the content of the message that will set the tone for the year. Mike, thank you. We'll definitely have you back again.
Thank you.
We must take a break now and join in on the live broadcast of having the president speak to Nigerians. Okay, we hear they are not ready yet. So as soon as they are ready, we will be joining in on the live broadcast where the president will be speaking or delivering his speech for the new year. But Mike, let me ask you, what are you hoping to see or hear from the president this month?
No, there's a lot, because a lot is happening. So Nigerians expect a lot, just as I am like a Nigerian. So fine, we expect a lot. One is the issue of security. The president has to be tactical. The president has to be firm. The president has to be decisive. The president has to be resolute and has to be clear as to how he wants to tackle the issues of security. Because Nigerians need to see that. That is not to say they expect the president to come and bring out the blueprint of the strategies he's going to use. That's not necessarily the thing. It's not something you discuss in the open. But the point there is Nigerians have to be assured of the fact that government is doing what they can, and not just in saying, it's also in act. You know, so the issues of security is number one, because if there's no security anywhere, then there's nothing, there's no growth, there won't be any development anywhere. Then another issue is the economy, because we are in recession. The Naira is suffering right now.
All right, obviously, Mike, I think the president is ready for his live broadcast now.